My mom lived in Pennsylvania for about 7 years. She wanted to move there from North Carolina where she was living homeless in the woods. I wanted to help her and make her life easier, so I rented a van and packed her and our dog up and began our trek to Uniontown, Pennsylvania. I remember getting into a huge argument before we left, where I threatened to call the whole thing off. I wish I had. I saw her probably 15 times in those 7 years, maybe less. I used to say I loved her more from far away, and I guess in a twisted way that's still true. 1 year ago today she died. She was having heart surgery and I didn't take her seriously. She was a hypochondriac. She was dramatic. She was so weird and I didn't take her seriously. I told everyone I won't believe she's having heart surgery until I see her cut open on a table. I thought it was a funny joke, but it's not so funny now. I got to see her cut open on a table. Why was I mean? No words left to say, no dreams left to dream, no apologies made. Why was I mean? No miles left to drive, and nothing left to believe. Why am I alive, and why was I mean? No mother left to hold, no more good night sleeps. Warm skin grows cold. Why was I mean? Until the end of my lives, I'll stay up and scream. Why did you have to die? And why was I mean? I still remember it like it was yesterday, walking down the corridor of the organ donation center. It was strange, and the people there were so nice. They gave us snacks and drinks and comforted my brother and I as best they could. When we got to where she was, I caught a glimpse of her behind the curtain. There she was, my mom, dead. It was truly one of the most surreal moments of my life. To me, she looked as if she was going to sit up and tell me everything was okay. I thought she looked so normal. A few weeks ago, I asked my brother to see a photo of her from that day, and she looked a lot worse than I remembered. The other thing I remember as vivid as ever was touching her skin. She was so cold. I've never felt a body so cold before. When I was alone, I cried and begged her to wake up. I told her sorry for not being there, for not taking her seriously. I begged her to wake up. She didn't. When I think back on the days and weeks after her death, I remember getting really good at crying while doing everyday things. My brother called it sadness in motion. While I ate, I cried. While I watched TV, I cried. While I was alone, while I was surrounded by people, and when I was driving, I cried. I felt like I was in a Studio Ghibli movie. That's how the tears felt. I still cry for her, for all the days I missed, all the times I was cruel or ignored her. I mostly keep it to myself these days. I know after a while everyone will be tired of me being sad, but I am sad. I think of her every day, every night. I took her cat in, I sleep on her pillow, her photos are everywhere. I see her in the mirror, I write like her, I act like her. I see her and my brother in the sunset and clouds of cigarette smoke. She's dead, but she isn't gone. I carry her with me. I suppose that's supposed to cheer me up, and some days it does. But most days it's like a weight tied around my neck. The never-ending anguish of losing my mom. My mama. She's everywhere, and yet she's nowhere. Things that remind me of my mom. Rice Krispies, the color orange, Rollators, Pittsburgh Steelers, pineapple juice, trailer parks, little old ladies, her cat, my cat, cats in general, snow, the smell of cigarettes, Madonna's debut album, boba, my gray beard hairs, my red mustache hairs, pot roast, raccoons, cakes, Rob Thomas, Apple Jacks. When I was young, we lived in different hotels, but I just thought we were on vacation. One particular time during these days, we were eating Apple Jacks for breakfast when my mom yelled out for us to stop eating. "There's red things all over the cereal!" She panicked. We tried to reassure her that they were supposed to be there, but she still freaked out. She finally looked at the box and realized her mistake. It still makes me laugh even today. I don't have a good way to end this. Every day is a different feeling, a different emotion to process. I miss my mama, the one who gave me life. is dead. I remember when I was a kid, probably around 11 or 12, and I decided I was too old to call my mom Mommy. So after that, I called her Mama. I wonder how that made her feel. When I was older, I began to call her Mother when I was angry with her, which turned into me calling her Mother all the time. I wonder how that made her feel. Her name was Sabrina, meaning from the river Severn, or from the border. I think it's fitting now. She was always severed, from happiness, from a comfortable life, from her children. She's severed into two pieces, my brother and I. She's severed from me now, but she's still with me. She's in everything and always will be. This has been the worst year of my life. Mommy, Mama, Mother, Sabrina. Thank you for everything. I love you and I'll miss you forever.